Our next speaker and storyteller is my great co-host, Warren Epstein.
I so related to Sharon's story earlier, and there's a similar thread here. When you grow up Jewish and believing in Santa Claus, it's problematic. Because you got to figure Santa is anti-Semitic. It's the only explanation that I can figure why Glenn Blackman next door is getting all these amazing presents and I'm getting swamped. And you know, people will say, well, you're Jewish though, you've got Hanukkah, you've got 8 days of presents. How many Jews out there remember Hanukkah growing up? What'd you get?
Underwear.
Yeah, chocolate coins if you're lucky. Glenn Blackman is pulling in electric train sets, rock'em sock'em robots. He's getting the BB guns that you saw in that wonderful movie, The Christmas Story. All this stuff. I'm just not getting it. And so I go to my mom, what's the deal here? Why is it that they get all these presents and Santa brings them these things and he doesn't bring anything to us? And she says, well, that's because they're Christian and we're Jewish. And I said, well, what's the difference? She said, okay. Well, Christians, they like to eat a lot on their sandwiches, a lot of mayonnaise, white bread. They often have bad toupees. They wear powder blue leisure suits and they go on TV and they beg for money and they believe in Jesus and we don't. So I said, well, okay, well, why don't we believe in Jesus? Oy vey. Larry, he wants to know why we don't believe in Jesus. Can you believe this? Okay. Jesus was a nice Jewish boy who told everybody they should love one another. And then these people made a big Megillah out of it, and next thing you know, you got the church, and you got the Crusades, and the Inquisitions, and the fighting, and here, and there. Like, wait a minute, Jesus was Jewish? Yeah. Wait a minute, did Santa come to Jesus' house? No. Santa hadn't even been born yet. So I'm very confused at this point, and I go to the closest thing I have as a spiritual advisor, this guy Yussel. He was the new young Hebrew teacher at the Hebrew school. And I asked Yussel about this, and he said, okay, so you want to know why you're not getting presents from Santa? Okay. Warren, do you know what it means to be Jewish? I said, I think so. What do you think it is? Well, we don't eat bacon, and we wear yarmulkes, and we say prayers in Hebrew. And he says, no. Do you know what it really means to be Jewish? Something to do... No, nothing to do with down there. Okay, a little bit. But he said what it really means to be Jewish is that we recognize that every moment is sacred. That everything we do, everything is a blessing to God. And so you want to talk about presence? The biggest presence you can have is that remembering of that moment. So pray with me for a moment. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai. And I'm praying with him and thinking, okay, great, blessings from God, but would it kill him to throw in a Hot Wheels set? I'm really ready to give up on the whole Christmas thing, and then Glenn Blackman tells me the news. Santa Claus is coming to town. To our town, Monticello, New York. It was in the newspaper. He's coming on Tuesday. And I'm 9 years old at this point, and you know, at 9 years old, you start to doubt everything. You know, are these really my parents? All these things. You start to doubt. I mean, even, you know, of course, there's the tooth fairy, which is always, I think, a difficult one to maintain. Okay, this woman who traffics in children's teeth is going to sneak into your room at night and do this transaction. You know, wait a minute, you're nervous about me being alone with Uncle Irving, but this is okay. It was all very confusing, but the thing about this was Santa was coming in a helicopter. And I, you know, I was thinking, as much as I might doubt things, they're not going to stuff some guy in a Santa suit and put him in a helicopter just to fool a bunch of kids. I mean, that is conspiracy theory talk. It's like X-Files. It's just, no, this has got to be real. So I make sure I get to go that day, and none of my family or friends are there, and the helicopter lands like a tornado. It's just this giant roar and whoosh of wind, and hats are blowing, and kids are lining up, and this guy gets out. And I look at him, and he's got a real beard. And he's not got the ho, ho, ho like the mall Santas. He's just laughing, this jolly, deep laugh. And I'm thinking, this is Santa Claus. And he's giving away candy canes, and kids are lining up, and they're telling him what they want for Christmas. And I line up, and then I get there. And I look up at Santa, and they say, Santa, I'm Christian. And the smile sort of faded from his face, and he didn't quite know what to do with this. And I'm looking at him, and I'm thinking, I don't know how I know this, but I know he's not the real Santa. And I have just betrayed my entire family. My Hebrew school in Brussels. I run home, and I've had enough of this Christmas business for a while. And then I marry this wonderful Catholic woman, and it starts all over again. And I'll never forget our first child. Like it was his third Christmas when he really sort of got it. He understood what it was about, and I remember him waking us up. I don't even think it was dawn yet. He was pulling on our pajamas. Mom, Dad, he came. Come on, he's out. Come on. What? Oh, okay, yeah. We go out, stumble out into the living room. And there under the Christmas tree are just stacks of Christmas presents that would make Len Blackman green with envy. And, Dad, did you see it? Like, yeah. I said, go ahead, open some stuff. And there's such pure joy in his experience of this. And I think at that moment, how right Yussel was. How precious these moments are when you feel that tremendous gift of that blessing. And it's really the biggest gift of all. And I remember closing my eyes and thinking, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.